What popular saying is actually bullshit? Looks don't matter. They do. Not always, not completely, but they very much do matter. Humans are kind of superficial in that regard. If you are going to be a criminal, be an attractive one. You'll be punished far less. It's pretty messed up when you see all the research about the bias. It is everywhere, so that is more than bullshit, it is an outright delusional lie. Snooze Point Cornell pointed us Taurus 201,005 unattractive appear papers at court. Snooze Point Cornell pointed us Taurus 201,005 unattractive appear papers at court. I used to be 400 pounds when I was in my 20s. A few years ago I hit around 180 and the amount of doors that opened were insane. Everyone was suddenly nicer to me. I was able to find jobs with ease. Just everything was easier. Looks definitely matter. The customer is always right, because half of it's missing. The full truism is the customer is always right in matters of taste. Guy wants a pint of half Baileys, half orange juice. He's paying. Lady wants to wear a raw turkey as a hat. You do you love. What it doesn't mean is that Kyle and Karen get free reign to treat people like shit because they happen to be handing over money at some stage of the interaction. I always thought of it as a variation of sell to me in my language and buy from me in yours. It means if your business is failing, it's because you're not giving people what they want. The customer is many people, not one. If one person out of 1,000 is unhappy at what they've received from your business, that's probably their own problem. They do not have the right to demand that you expand the capability of the service you provide to accommodate their expectations. Bill Gates and Mark Zuckerberg are college dropouts. Dude, they went to Harvard, not community college. And Bill Gates dropped out because he was seeing enough success from what he was already doing. Or Einstein wasn't good in school, he was a very good student with good marks. Backquote, if you can't handle me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best. This is like toxic relationship starter pack stuff. If it was used in a different context, it'd be fine. Like, if people meant it to mean, oh, if you can't handle me when I'm stressed out because I'm broke, the cancer came back, the dog died, and the toilet's so badly blocked we need a plumber for the 3rd time this month, you probably don't deserve me when things are going well, it'd be fine. Instead, people seem to just say it to mean, I'm an asshole for no reason, because I never got over my 14-year-old edgelord phase. Yep, hate this one. It's used to justify horrible behavior. No one is entitled to treat others like shit and be excused for it. If you tell me the truth, you won't get into trouble. One of bosses said this to me when I was hired. Don't ever lie to me. Tell me the truth, and I'll cover it up. I tell my 7-year-old son, if you tell me the truth, the punishment isn't as bad. When he follows through, he still gets punished. But I explain what would have happened if he lied. Tell the truth. 10-minute timeout in the corner. Lie. Grounded for the entire night. Works pretty well. Money can't buy happiness. Poverty can't buy anything. I say money can't buy happiness, but I'm certainly a lot happier when I have money. Money can generally eliminate most of the things that are making you unhappy. That won't guarantee happiness, but it will make it a lot easier to achieve. I before E except after C. Except when your foreign neighbor Keith receives 8 counterfeit beige slays from feisty caffeinated weightlifters. Weird. Science is a great example of that. good things come to those who wait. Try waiting your whole life and see what comes to you. As an impatient person, I've always taken this as put in the work and then don't fuck it up rushing. I feel like I'll learn this lesson daily. He who hesitates is lost. Sleep is for the weak, or I'll sleep when I die. Well, actually, not sleeping is making you weaker and decreasing your lifespan as you gloat about it right now. Sleep is essential, people. It bothers me so much when I say I'm tired and someone else starts bragging about how they only got 2 hours of sleep, so they are clearly more tired than I am because I got 6 hours. Tell that to people at my fucking job. We do 12s and some people do 16s regularly, and they wear it like a fucking badge of honor. Toxic ass work culture. I used to be 400 pounds when I was in my 20s. A few years ago I hit around 180 and the amount of doors that opened were insane. Everyone was suddenly nicer to me. I was able to find jobs with ease. Just everything was easier. Looks definitely matter. Congrats, dude. That must have taken so much discipline and hard work. I lost about 70 pounds in my early 20s, and it was so weird that people literally opened doors for me as a skinny person, whereas before that never happened. People would literally let doors slam in my face as a fat woman. I went from being invisible to gathering constant attention just going about my day. Total mindfuck at the time. Edit a typo. Except when your foreign neighbor Keith receives 8 counterfeit beige slays from feisty caffeinated weightlifters. Weird. I hate when that happens. You're forgetting the second part, or when it spells A as in neighbor or way. Of course, even with those exceptions, there are numerous examples of this not holding true. There's plenty of fish in the sea. You know what else there's plenty of in the sea? Trash. In response to this, a wise redditor once said, all the fish in the sea doesn't matter if you don't know how to fish. I dunno, really put stuff into perspective for me. Sad earth noises. Edit harp. This is my highest upvoted comment. Happy Godzilla noises. It doesn't matter who started it. Of course it fucking does. Even legally the concept of who did what first is recognized as vital. I've always hated that phrase in school. And X200B. What the hell did they expect the second to do? Get hit by the bully? The zero tolerance policy has screwed over so many students that just defended themselves. Be yourself. If you're a fucking asshole and even the nice people hate you, then you should fucking change and not be yourself. I think as I got older I began to understand this phrase a little differently. It's not just about how you project yourself onto others. It's about being honest with yourself and what you want out of life. I spent my 20s trying to be this tough, independent person but ended up incredibly lonely and depressed. I wasn't honest with myself. I was trying to be people I admired instead of figuring out what I wanted. I completely relate to this. My actual personality is almost completely misanthropic. I would love to be able to survive on my own, never interacting with anyone again. In reality, you can't go through life like that unless you want to live as a hermit in a cave somewhere, and I'm too lazy for that. What doesn't kill you just makes you stronger. Bull to ex-cancer survivor here. It sure didn't make me any stronger. Edit y'all. Thanks for all the good feels. Yows guys is awesome, man. The stuff that failed to kill me left me fragile and jumpy, with a few unhealthy coping mechanisms and a really dark sense of humor. Are you questioning Nietzsche, Beach? Einstein wasn't good in school, he was a very good student with good marks. The dude finished calculus in grade 4 and people keep bringing up his art subjects failure in grade 1 and 2 like I feel bad for Albert. He tried his best. That probably stems from Germans looking at his Swiss high school diploma grades. sen.wikipedia.org.wikibert_einsteinmediafile% 3 Albert Einsteins exam of maturity grades color 2.jpg. Germany grades 1 best to 6 worst, while Switzerland is exactly the other way round. Now guess who had straight success in all 3 maths courses as well as physics? You don't need money to be happy. Usually this quote is being used by those who are already filthy rich. You don't need money to be happy, but you do need shelter, warmth, food and water to be happy, and those things cost a fucking fortune right now. The truth behind this saying is that more money doesn't make you more happy, at least if you have reached a certain level. From another perspective, it is clear that no money makes unhappy if you live in a society that believes money has value. A watched pot never boils. It does, I've checked. I've been watching cyberpunk trailers for about 7 years now. I'm not sure it's gonna boil. This one is more about perception and how things seem to go slower when you're paying attention to them. I tell my 7-year-old son, if you tell me the truth the punishment isn't as bad. When he follows through he still gets punished, but I explain what would have happened if he lied. Tell the truth. 10-minute timeout in the corner. Lie. Grounded for the entire night. Works pretty well. This is better. Teaching honesty instead of encouraging a good lie will pay off far better during false accusation situations of all severities. Thanks for the free parenting toolkit upgrade. I've tried to ward my house to the best of my abilities, apples near each door and window, pleasanted candles, maintaining a constant supply of apples and apple products in my kitchen. Nothing works. The doctors, they are relentless. They are clever, systematically searching for a breach in my defenses. When I close my eyes, I can feel their icy stethoscopes. I just ate my first apple today, but it is all in vain. The ache in my knees from their mallets warns me they are drawing near. I took an apple from my kitchen to carry with me around the house. I sat down on my couch, only to hear the crinkle of wax paper beneath me. I caught a glimpse of a white coat outside my window. I wanted to believe it wasn't real, but my worst fears were realized when I heard the murmur of what seems to be the problem here. Today, they're here. If this isn't copy pasta, it should be. This is one of the best written pieces I've seen in quite some time. Let me know when your book gets published. I'd love a signed first edition. This is going to hurt me more than it hurts you. Lies. This is going to hurt me more than it hurts you. Breaks own leg. My grandmother said that to my dad once when he was a kid before a spanking. When she pulled her arm back for the first swing, she accidentally whacked the radiator and broke her hand. It really did hurt her more than it did him. Science is a great example of that. You deceive me. That's it. I forfeit. Wit. Practice makes perfect. I had a teacher that used to point out that no, practice makes permanent. If you practice something in an incorrect way, you're going to perform incorrectly. My football coach used to say practice doesn't make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. My hockey coach used to say that. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. It might keep the doctor away, but the psych ward never has enough apples to keep 5 begorglas and a nurse with a needle away. I've tried to ward my house to the best of my abilities, apples near each door and window, pleasanted candles, maintaining a constant supply of apples and apple products in my kitchen. Nothing works. The doctors, they are relentless. They are clever, systematically searching for a breach in my defenses. When I close my eyes, I can feel their icy stethoscopes. I just ate my first apple today, but it is all in vain. The ache in my knees from their mallets warns me they are drawing near. I took an apple from my kitchen to carry with me around the house. I sat down on my couch, only to hear the crinkle of wax paper beneath me. I caught a glimpse of a white coat outside my window. I wanted to believe it wasn't real, but my worst fears were realized when I heard the murmur of what seems to be the problem here. Today, they're here. What you don't know can't hurt you. While yes, it's technically true, it's also not a positive thing. Theoretically, if someone's partner was cheating on them, yes, they don't know, so they can't be hurt, but it's still a bad thing. I was thinking more of, I don't know, there is a train coming right behind me, and that is definitely gonna hurt. Along the same lines as ignorance is bliss,